It's been a while since I shot a video, and if you remember in the last video, what we did is we got the hood, the fenders, the front core support, inner and outer, and the inner fenders as well off of the cab, and then Douglas came over and we moved the cab over onto the new truck frame with the crane truck. Now in this video, and I think this is going to be a good video for people like me that have never done it before, what you're going to see me do is I'm going to try to get this cab to sit more flat. And one of the things I noticed, one of the issues we run into is with these frame mounts that are here, right? I don't know if these come factory on this frame or if these were put on this frame to adjust for something, but I'm essentially, and I'm going to move into the shade so you can see, going to be unbolting. There's two of these that sit right behind one, right behind the other. I'm going to be removing these in order to get this cab to sit flatter, and then from there what we'll figure out is how we're going to be able to physically mount this cab to this frame. And once we get the cab mounts located and put in a place where they need to be, we'll actually take this cab back off so that we can send it off to have body work and paint done to it. My goal is by hopefully the end of this year, maybe even sooner, to have this truck completely done. But right now it's one of those learning processes where you're going through and you're adjusting things based on how it sits. Up here in the front, we think we've got it situated pretty well. We have not had to cut into the firewall yet. I don't know if we're going to have to. We shall see. I was told that when there are D200 fenders, which are a different size than D300 fenders, it requires you to move the truck back about 2 inches. What I may end up doing in that case is going and getting some D300 fenders, which are on that truck over there, and they are different, to put on this truck so that I don't have to move it back and cut through the firewall. But in this video, what you'll see me do, or I guess at least today what you'll see me do, is I'm going to cut this because it's in my way. I don't need it because the new filler neck for the fuel tank is probably going to go through the bed or something. Not sure. But the other thing you'll see me do is take these, hopefully, brackets off so that we can get this bed or this cab to sit a little bit flatter. Alright, so I got all 4 of the brackets removed, and you probably noticed I didn't really think through how I was going to sit the cab back down once I did, but I got a jack stand over there holding that corner up, which is holding hopefully the entire back of this truck up. But one thing I did notice is that on this side, this bracket served as essentially a protective cover for this hump on this fuel tank. I think I'm going to be okay to sit this cab down right now, but if this cab touches this fuel tank, then we're going to have to think essentially about potentially either cutting that bracket just to cover this hump or figuring something else out as far as how we're going to mount this cab. But I'm going to put you guys on the side as I lower it, and hopefully what we'll see is it'll go from this angle to more of a flush angle, right? So we're going to try to tilt it down as much as possible, and we're just going to see what happens here. As you saw on the hyperlapse, the cab doesn't want to sit straight, and I may explain that to you guys in a second. But what I've noticed is when I went to stand on the cab to make it come down, this is in the way of the very front of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and see what I can do to get this removed. And then I'm going to take my jack stands, and in the front I'm going to sit a jack stand to get this cab to sit straight, and I'll explain to you why it's not. Before we put this cab on here, this frame has a natural lean to it, and the front of the newer cab sits all the way down there. We're going to have to move those cab mounts up for sure. What we need to figure out is how far up do they have to be moved, and this is a better example for you. Let me get out of the way. We got that cab mount that's all the way down there, and we need the cab mount to be out there. So we're going to have to get it moved, but we're also going to have to get this truck to sit straight before we can figure out where we got to put it. This is the truck sitting even. I know in the last video it looked like it's slightly tilted to the front. That's just because the truck I set you guys on is further up the hill than this truck. We need to raise it about an inch more in the front, but what this is going to let us do is this is going to give us roughly where our front and rear frame mounts are going to have to sit in order for this truck to sit correctly on this frame. The only other thing we really have to consider is if this cab needs to come forward more, which I think it does, or if it can sit where it does. We'll figure that out though by putting the front fender all the way back on and lining up the middle of the wheel well with that tire. That's going to make sure we're centered in the front, right? And then you kind of just build everything else around it to fit. The really good news though in removing those mounts and doing this is I can now see that my fuel tank is going to miss the back of this cab by roughly about 2 inches. Once we get it mounted up, the cab shouldn't move at all, but we may still put a slightly, I guess, humped plate there just to prevent anything from hitting into that fuel tank. Who knows? All right, so I've got it roughly mocked up here, and I kind of want to explain what I was just talking about. When we're looking at this wheel well, what we want to have, or what we want to see, is that this wheel is pretty much dead in the center of this fender. And right now we can see we don't have any room in the front, and we've got tons of room in the back. And so what that means is we need to take this cab and we need to come forward. So we need to slide the cab forward. And why that's important is, number one, it makes sure you have your cab centered on your truck from front to back. But then we need to make sure we have our cab centered on our truck from left to right as well. And so left to right is great, but then front to back, if you don't center this cab, it's not going to look right. Like if I back up right now and I show you guys this entire truck, it just looks like it's sitting back too far. So it's going to slide up. And then the beautiful thing about that is once we get that slid up, it gives us an accurate measure for our bed. And so when we go to sit our bed on, we know exactly how far back or how far forward that bed needs to be in order for these wheels to be centered. So this is the new truck. This truck pretty much already runs, but it is a 1973 Dodge LCF CTN800. It is 33 feet total length. It's triple frame, weighs about 16,000 pounds, and it was in its prior life I believe U.S. Air Force truck. What makes this truck so unique compared to a lot of others is the rear end is rated for more than you've seen on any other vehicle. I got in here earlier today and cleaned it out. It had a bunch of red clay in it from where it was being used as a mining truck, but you can see here some of the notes from where it was a military truck, as well as this sticker that certifies it as U.S. government property. So yeah, something I've been looking for a while, something I'm really excited to get, and something I'm really excited to start working on. We are still working on the crew cab 12 valve. We have made some progress on that, as you saw earlier in the video, and really what we're trying to get to with that is get the frame mounts positioned so that all we have left to do with the vehicle is put the cab on, and then we can take the cab back off. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. I know it was a lot of time lapses, but I mean, it really did take a lot to get this truck on and off of the trailer. So we appreciate you guys, and like and subscribe if you're interested in all this stuff that I'm buying out here.